Breaking news today. Putin and Kadyrov meet in Rome. We are researching advanced nuclear weapons. To preserve global strategic stability, Russia is hard at work developing new, cutting-edge nuclear weapons. The Pentagon budget will increase by 70% in 2024, according to the Kremlin. Russia's armed forces now boast the presence of 3 nuclear superweapons. Russian President Vladimir Putin, who met with Chechen President Ramzan Kadyrov yesterday, said that Russia's atomic energy agency, Rosatom, stays liberating to the creation of advanced arms nuclear incapable of maintaining the equilibrio strategico in the world. Putin is betting on swaying Western public opinion to support a ceasefire in Ukraine that undermines Russian goals. According to Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, the Russians are ready to negotiate while taking into account the facts on the ground and the national security interests of the Russian Federation. This announcement appears to have been coordinated with Lavrov's. But the Kremlin initially doesn't believe it, and in fact the finance ministry has made it known that Russia will increase its defense spending by 70% in 2024. According to analyst Piero Battacci, the war in Ukraine is played with many instruments, including those of information. Russians have traditionally used nuclear threats both as a deterrent and a tool to sway public opinion by stressing that Russia cannot be defeated because it possesses nuclear retaliation capabilities. Hans Christensen of the Federation of American Scientists explains that Russia's nuclear modernization program is driven in part by the Kremlin's desire to maintain global parity with the United States, but also to make up for its weaker conventional forces and the apparent conviction of Russian leadership that the United States missile defense system poses a real and imminent threat. Russian dependence on nuclear weapons is likely to grow in light of the poor performance of conventional Russian forces in the war against Ukraine and the depletion of arms reserves. In March of 2018, Putin announced Russia's 5 nuclear superorужий, or super arms, and since then, Russia has added another superorужие. Quel entrate nell'arsenale sono russo sono tre. The first is the intercontinental Sarmat missile, which, due to its unusually long range of 18 million kilometers, can launch attacks even from unusual gaps, making interception more difficult. The first of these missiles will enter service in 2022. The second is the kinetic kill ballistic missile Kinzhal, which has reached speeds of up to 10 Mach and has been used in conventional tests in Ukraine. The third option, the Avangard, is an unmanned return vehicle designed to strengthen missile defenses. It is expected to begin limited operations in 2021. Milano Rescaldina. There was crudeness, effervescence, and malice. Requesting the overabundance. Believe it or not, that's the right punishment. The facts have been laid bare. Prosecutor Carlo Nocerino of Busto Arsizio doesn't mince words after appealing the 30-year sentence handed down to banker and food blogger Davide Fontana for the murder of 26-year-old Carol Maltese. Nocerino continues, explaining that the crux of the accusation rests on the recognition of the first-degree aggressors' esclusses, particularly those of crudeness and premeditation. The victim was taken to Martelletes, Skazzata, and her body was cut into pieces and held for nearly 2 months. The Court of Appeal of the Tribunal of Busto Arsizio, presided over by Giuseppe Fazio, sentenced Fontana to 30 years in prison. Members of the family expressed outrage. And already at that time the Procura Bustis had announced that it had imposed sentence.